Hello everyone. I've had a lot of people ask me about voice lessons and want an explanation of maybe how do I approach voice lessons when I'm teaching. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to put something online and give sort of a mini voice lesson. So here you go. I think the first thing that I instill when I'm working with a student is that your voice, it is an instrument. And I think there's no right or wrong way to play an instrument as long as you're happy with what you're doing, you think it sounds great, and you're able to communicate what you are trying to communicate. Now that being said, like any other instrument, there are limitations to what it can do. You may think it sounds awesome when you take your guitar and smash it up against the amp. It may sound great, but eventually you're going to bust a guitar string or you're going to bust the guitar. So it does have its limitations. So my goal is to teach a student about the parts of the voice and how they work in conjunction with one another, and then you can be empowered to make the healthy decisions or the decisions that you want to make and know the costs affected with those in order to get the sound that you want and in order to communicate exactly what you want to do. So, that being said, usually in a voice lesson, I am working on 3 things, and we're doing exercises that all incorporate these 3 elements. First one is breath. What are you doing with your breath? Is it a shallow breath? Is it a low breath? Are you expelling all your air when you're singing? Are you holding all your air in? Or is your breath engaged and helping to create the sound as well? Okay, and every part of that is going to affect your tone. All right, just like a tone knob on a guitar. Then there's placement. Where are you placing your tone? Is it really far forward? Is it really far back? You know, your throat and your mouth is your resonator cavity, and wherever that tone is coming out is going to affect. It's going to affect your sound. So just knowing about that and playing with that on your own and figuring out, oh, this is far back, this is far forward, and experimenting with that, that's going to take you far because you can start learning, where everything is placed, and start making the choices, whether to keep something forward or far back or balanced. Then there is what I think is extremely important to communicating, especially when you're communicating on stage, is freedom from tension. Okay, and fortunately, this is pretty easy to spot. All you got to do is look in the mirror. Is your jaw tense? Are your shoulders tense? Are your hands being held tensely when you're operating? Is your tongue nice and relaxed and flat against the teeth, or are you doing something funky with it? And our body it's our resonator. Sound goes from our voice down to our feet, down to the floor. So if there's any tension, we're blocking vibrations, and sound is all about vibrations. And then, of course, when you're trying to communicate to someone, if you're tense on stage, that communicates. And so you got breath, placement, freedom from tension. And I believe that when all of those are working with in conjunction with one another, then that's when your voice is operating at its most efficient rate. Okay, and when you're able to achieve that, you're able to really communicate in the way that your voice was designed to do, and therefore finding that unique quality that only you have as a singer. So hopefully you can take that and mull that over, because understanding those concepts, I think, are the hardest part. And then learning to apply them is just a matter of drilling and practice. So stay tuned. I think the next video I'm going to do is going to talk about chest voice, head voice, falsetto, and mixing. So thanks for listening. I'd love to hear any feedback you've got, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video, or you can find more information at fernandotarango.com. Thanks.